Hello, folks. How are you all doing? Always a pleasure connecting and speaking to you on very, very interesting topics pertaining to life and careers. And if that is something which interests you, I think you should probably consider hitting the subscribe button to this channel. And this is a very, very interesting, a topic which is very, very burning in terms of having a relevance to our daily lives as of now. Doom scrolling. Are we all victims of doom scrolling, and have we all thrown our time at the mercy of doom scrolling? Is a billion-dollar question which haunts maybe thousands and thousands of people across the globe today. And truly, the biggest threat to our lifestyle, the biggest threat to our productivity, the biggest threat to our time and the way we manage our time is from doom scrolling. What is doom scrolling? Doom scrolling is nothing but consuming hours and hours of short form content with just using your thumb as a tool and your hand phone as an instrument, and continuously scrolling up, pressing the like or dislike button, consuming short form content infinitely. Knowingly or unknowingly, as I said, a lot of us are victims of this, and we are actually unconsciously wasting so much of time in this that if you really have a deep look as to how much of time you're spending every day in doom scrolling, it should be anything like maybe 2-3 hours, if even on a conservative note. Might sound very alarming, but that is the kind of time that is being spent on doom scrolling by people across age groups, primarily those focused or those in the productive age bracket of, say, should I say 20 to 55, 60. Not to say that older people can consume or become addicts of short form content, but essentially people in prime age and people who are building their lives and careers cannot afford to probably spend 60 minutes or 120 minutes or even 180 minutes, 3 hours a day, 3 hours of our waking time on short form content. The algorithms of the short form content, be it YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or any form of short form content, are actually created in such a way that the only intention is to retain you on that particular platform and make you scroll up and up and up so that you can probably consume it for hours together. That is how this algorithm is designed, and the only intent of these platforms, all these platforms, not blaming them, end of the day they are in business, but the singular aim of these platforms is to make sure that you actually stay on those platforms for a very, very long time, and they've realized that short form content is the best way that you will stay in there. Earlier on, I think YouTube predominantly focused on long form content, and when they realized that long form content probably is not making people glued on to their platform, they introduced the short form content, which has become a phenomenal hit, and now the short form content's duration also has gone up globally and things like that. I'm just illustrating as to how the business model works, but look at it from a personal point of view. Just introspect for a minute and try and see how much of time you spent yesterday or the day before on consuming short form content. You could be consuming it on your commute. You could be consuming it between work. You could be consuming it during work because you probably wanted to kill time, or you just unconsciously glued onto the platform for hours and hours together. Not alone that, forget time. Apart from that, it also has a huge psychological impact on you. I'll give a quick example. People essentially post about lifestyle, about how well they are doing, about how they've achieved good in life, flaunt their status, flaunt their lifestyle symbols, give exotic travel locations across the globe, home tours where people flaunt their 6 or 7 bedroom houses with all the works and things like that. So essentially, when you see about 60 or 50 reels in every hour, you are comparing yourself with those 60 people, which itself is a huge blow on your psyche, because every single reel which you are looking at it this way is very, very clearly telling you subconsciously that something is not right with you. You're not self-sufficient. You're not as good as any of them on those reels. So that is a kind of subliminal message which continuously happens, and this, believe me, has a very, very serious cascading psychological effect on your persona. And so much so that I'm sure until now, before I conveyed this message, maybe you weren't even aware that this is the kind of magnitude of time you are spending on it. Probably you spent few hours every day, maybe for the past few years, on short form content. So believe me, reduction in consumption of short form content, irrespective of which platform agnostic, be it any platform. Try and reduce consuming short form content, and maybe see if you can consume more of long form content, if at all you have to be using social media. That is the best way to probably lead a very, very happy and healthy life that is good for your mental well-being, and above all, that really liberates so much of time from your everyday routine. Just think about it. Maybe in the last week, how many times have you scrolled infinitely, holding your thumb up and up and up, just on your smartphone, glued on your smartphone for hours together? You will be astonished as to how much of time has gone in there. And it is not that you did it willfully. You probably unintentionally or unknowingly were made to remain glued onto those social media platforms. That way, the visual platforms are more addictive. Of course, you have platforms like X where you have to post text or video content, retweet it, like it, and things like that. That is probably not as addictive as the visual media, the forums like Instagram, YouTube Shorts, or any short form platform, TikTok, and those kinds of platforms. Of course, TikTok is banned in countries like India, but of course, in the rest of the globe, TikTok is a hugely addictive short form content platform. So believe me, if at all you have to take a good life resolution or a good quality life resolution today, it has to be that you will probably completely stop consuming short form content, or if that is not possible, see if you will ration short form content. If you set yourselves that, okay, today I will monitor my short form content consumption and see that maybe at best I limit it to 1 hour. If it is at 3 or 4 hours today, try and make it 1 hour, and even further, if your time can be put to better use in your professional and personal fronts, then probably reduce it even further. But be very conscious, or be aware of the fact that short form content is the biggest threat to time management. Short form content is becoming the biggest threat to the quality of life. Short form content will become a huge threat to your professional and personal well-being. In fact, you will probably make mistakes at work. You probably will be less focused, more and more distracted at work, where you should be completely focused, because your mind is reeling behind the short form content and platforms which give you a continuous feed of short form content. So my humble submission today is to all of you is, reduce short form content consumption. If at all you got the time, if you got the free time where you want to consume knowledge, try and resort to long form content. You got excellent videos. I think YouTube probably is one of the best learning platforms globally. Today there is nothing you cannot learn from YouTube. It can be academia, it can be your hobbies, it can be your passion, it can be acquiring new knowledge, it can be understanding new technology, right from artificial intelligence to how the outer space works and things like. Long form content videos are terribly informative. They are really powerful in terms of making you a better personality, whereas short form content will only make you a subservient personality to these platforms. The whole intent of short form content is to only make sure that people remain glued to that platform long and not the well-being of the person. Whereas contrarily, long form content in any platform is designed to probably give you better knowledge, better exposure, and better way to handle things. Of course, there is always an entertainment quotient. There's the entertainment quotient. There's nothing wrong in you consuming entertainment quotient, or probably making use of some amount of entertainment quotient. But short form content essentially is a distraction, and it is a pointless moving up of the short form content if you really look at it. You just psychologically are glued into your handphone and or a tablet, and your thumb continuously keeps pushing up the short form content videos for how long God only knows. In my own case, I've realized that I do it very, very often nowadays, and it is my resolution that I will probably reduce it further and further and make myself occupied in other things. And I probably, only on realizing that how serious the issue is, I wanted to communicate it to you. So as I said, I repeat my humble submission to you. In your own life interest, reduce consumption of short form content across platforms, and maybe if you have the time and if you have the space, and if you have the willingness to learn a lot of new things, then stick to long form content, increase long form content consumption, even if it means a bit of a waste of a time, because that is good for your knowledge gaining. That is probably not something which is dangerous for your psychological well-being and mental well-being. Thanks for your time. I'm sure you find it very, very useful. An extremely powerful message as far as I'm concerned. Please consider sharing it with people who are probably addicted to doom scrolling. And as the name suggests, doom scrolling, infinite doom scrolling or a pointless doom scrolling will only leads to doomsday in your own life and in my own life. So let us stop it and let us consume more of long form content and live better lives. Thanks a lot. I'm sure you'll find it worthy to share it with your friends and peers. Thank you. Have a wonderful career and life ahead. I'll see you soon in another podcast. Thank you.